Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where we'll be vibing out per usual. As well, it's not a weekend; it's a Monday, I suppose. So we'll just be, chatting. And what can I chat about? There's a few things I can chat about, of course, because I went out yesterday to go see a movie. I went to go see Doctor Strange of a hold on. The Multiverse of Madness. I didn't actually know what the title of the movie was before I actually went to watch it, which I just knew it was like, oh, is that Doctor Strange movie? And you might be like, what? Then why did you go see it? Well, because my friends, or some of my friends, like Marvel movies quite a lot and superhero movies. I don't really care about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but if you like it, more power to you. So I sort of tag along with my friends anyway. Anyway, we'll get into that. I'm not really going to review it or anything, but hello there, everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 4:49 PM on Monday, May 9th, 2022. We have CJ visiting today. Actually, there's quite a few things I could talk about from a trip, not trip I suppose, but a little outing, social outing I had yesterday. I don't really know what to talk about, which part in particular. I mean, Doctor Strange, I mean, I guess we'll talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I suppose, since we're, well, sort of vaguely about it. There's not really much I can say, because we're kind of on that conversational topic already, but I'm very much someone who's sort of like on the outside looking in of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm not part of like the fandom, I suppose, of people who love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't really consume any of the media, to be properly honest. I just sort of am vaguely aware of it in the first place. And I have friends who are very good fans of Marvel Cinematic Universe and, well, superheroes in general, I suppose. And it's weird. It's weird to me because, like, obviously, a lot of people grow up with superheroes and that sort of thing, and watching comics, reading comics, watching superhero movies or like adaptations and TV series and something like that. The only exposure I think I had to it when growing up would probably be I watched some of the Batman animated things, but I didn't really have much of a concept of what I was watching, because I didn't really know who Batman was. Which might sound absolutely crazy to you. I don't know when I properly learned who Batman was. It was probably like somewhat late during primary school, so maybe around like when I was 11 or 10 or something. Because like I had like a vague idea of who Batman was. It's like, he's a superhero. I didn't really know what he did. I thought he had like superpowers or something. But no, it was at a friend's birthday party. I watched one of the Dark Knights. To this day, I still don't remember which one it is, because I suppose that's how checked out I am to the entire thing. But I watched the one where there's Two-Face, I believe, is one of the characters in it. I can't really say much more than it because I don't remember what else happened during it. But we watched that. We might have been a bit young to watch it now I think about it, but it might have been 13, so I don't know why we watched it anyway. But shh, that's on a hush hush, I suppose. But yeah, like I didn't like I still don't think I've watched. No, actually that's not true. I was gonna say I don't think I've even seen a Superman movie. I've seen Batman vs Superman. That's the only Superman media property I think I've seen. Amusingly, I think the media property outside of a Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is quite widespread, it's a lot of things are involved in it. I think the superhero property I've actually seen the most of is probably X-Men, which is very strange. And it's not because I particularly like X-Men or anything. It's because what I was going to go into is that one of my good friends from secondary school, he was into superheroes, but he was actually I don't think he was into X-Men, so I don't know why we watch so much X-Men. Because obviously there's a big old debate in superhero fandom, I suppose, and superhero fans of Marvel versus DC, which I assume, at least in the general populace, Marvel's very much winning that sort of war, quote right now. But I assumed it was a lot more balanced back in the day of that sort of thing. I don't really remember who's on which side. Like Marvel Cinematic, and nowadays I just remember, is it a movie I've heard about recently? Probably Marvel. Is it Batman or Superman or someone I haven't heard of? It's probably DC. That's probably not a good sort of like, not justification, but delineation to use between the two. But I basically just don't really know. Well, to be fair, I did watch that recent Batman movie. I thought the recent Joker movie was pretty good as well. So perhaps DC's having a sort of comeback or something. Yeah, so I'm very much on the outside looking in. So I'm not going to spoil anything about this new Doctor Strange movie because it's new, obviously, and there's going to be some people, it was released like 3 days ago or something. There's going to be people who might watch this video and might want to watch Doctor Strange movie. So I'm not going to talk about the movie, but I will talk about who I thought Doctor Strange was before I watched the movie. And like the things, if you've seen the trailer, these are, I suppose, the mildest of spoilers about Doctor Strange. It's Doctor Strange is in it, and I can't remember her name. The witch lady's in it, and there's a new character introduced. Okay, so basically, if you've seen the first Doctor Strange, as I understand it, because my friend told me what the summer is, maybe I'll be saying things that are spoilers from that, but I won't spoil anything in the second movie. But like, for so many of the Marvel characters, my only interaction with it is through not the actual cinematic universe itself, but from Marvel vs. Capcom, because one of my a family friend used to have it on his Xbox, and I used to like playing it. So that's literally how I know some of their names. It's a bit weird now. No, is X-Men? I never really thought about it. Is X-Men a different universe from the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I don't really know. Because now I'm thinking about it, I was going to be like, oh, that's why I know these Marvel superheroes. Like Wolverine was the first one that came to mind, because I'm just thinking of the characters that appear in Marvel vs. Capcom. But I'm like, but that's an X-Men, right? I don't know, that feels different from like the Spider-Man and the Infinity War sort of universe, the Thanos universe, I suppose, as I called it. But Doctor Strange is in that one. I literally can't remember what his playstyle was. I think he has a load of projectiles, if I recall. And I only sort of vaguely know things about Doctor Strange where he makes portals, I think was all I knew about what he does. And it kind of seems like that's what he does. He like makes portals, he can sort of summon things, from what I can tell. I can't really tell what he does, what his powers are, in a more general sense, because it seems like it's a lot more than just creating portals, which I literally thought that was all he could do. But I don't know, he can like sort of see the future, if I remember Infinity War, or was it Endgame? One of the two, I don't really remember which one it was. I haven't seen Infinity War though, but I've seen Endgame, which is shocks people to this day probably. Well, oh yeah, what do I think of the movie? I think it was okay. I don't like, from the outside looking in, I'd imagine all these movies are about 10 times better if you're actually a fan of a cinematic universe and know everything which is going on, know the people and know the characters, because then you have a sort of like foundational knowledge about the characters that you can build upon. You already know how the character arcs are basically being drawn out, except for me. But for me, who basically knows nothing about the characters, I'm just seeing them for the first time. This movie was, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's probably how I'd rate it. I'd say there's a lot of like good, there was a lot of interesting moments, but a lot of the moments I was just like, either they didn't flow very well together for me personally, or I was just like, I don't really understand why this is in this movie. Like, this is not what I understood this character or this movie or this sort of storyline to be about. And sort of just like, it didn't upset me, but I was just sort of like, I'm very confused how this came to be. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think, what else did I know about Doctor Strange? I honestly didn't know anything. I just know, the only things I knew about him was from the Marvel vs. Capcom and his appearance in Endgame, where, I suppose, spoilers for Endgame, which is quite a few years old now, he opens all those portals and people come out, and it's like a really climactic moment of a movie where everyone's just like, whoa, look at all these people, except for me, I was sitting there just going like, whoa, I don't know who any of these people are. But yeah, I mean, he's got pretty cool powers. I will say, he's got a pretty cool cape. And he does some really, every single time he basically uses his cape, or it has like some flourish of it, I was just like, oh, that's pretty cool. Even if I don't know anything about him. It's very amusing in that sort of sense. Yeah, I mean, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I have a great appreciation for it, and you might be like, how do you have a great appreciation for it if you don't even watch it or don't partake in it? I mean, I had like appreciation for it as like a creative world building thing, which people have put obviously a lot of time and care and love into, and a lot of people have worked on in the first place. These cinematic universes themselves are pretty cool, and obviously Marvel might be the biggest one. I don't know if that's actually true or not, mind you, but it certainly feels like the most well-known, the biggest one of most of the media properties that I can think of. I don't know what would rival it. I guess like Star Wars might be up there, but maybe Harry Potter? I don't think Harry Potter. Well, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, I always have a great appreciation for these cinematic universes. It's just superheroes aren't my bag, as I say. And I've talked about this before. I mean, you can search it for yourself. Superheroes, Animal Crossing, Video Diary. I've probably spoken ad nauseum about, or I tried to break down why I didn't like superheroes, but I couldn't really put my finger on it. It's just like, I didn't really grow up with it, so that's basically why I have no sort of invested interest in it right now. And a lot of my appreciation when it comes to movies and that sort of visual media properties, it comes down to animation and pretty animation, which I do appreciate the Marvel Cinematic Universe for. A lot of the time, they have pretty visuals, not gonna lie, pretty visual effects. Some of them have very interesting directing choices. I will say that this most recent Doctor Strange one had very, very cinematic shots. Well, maybe cinematic's the wrong word, but very interesting sort of like directed shots. Where I was just like, oh, that was weird. Or I was like, oh, that's a little bit quirky. Which I like quite a lot. I'm not really much of a film buff, so it's perhaps, you know, my sort of compliments in that regard are sort of falling on deaf ears, which is fair enough. Or maybe not falling on deaf ears, it's kind of like holds no weight, is perhaps a better way to put it. But yeah, what was I going to say? I don't know, it's just sort of weird. It's a very rare situation and feeling, which, you know, a lot of people don't get to sort of feel, is when something is so wildly, insanely popular and well known by tons of people, but you're not part of that circle. You know, you didn't join their clubhouse meetings or whatever. You know, you seen their news leaflets posted around town or whatever, but then you decided not really to go to any of their meetings. Maybe you turned up for one and you were like, oh, it's not really my sort of deal. And then actually like participating in like that activity that they go on about all the time, and just seeing like all your expectations of things subverted. Is probably what I'll say. Obviously, I can't really go much into it without actually spoiling movies. I'm not really going to, but I would say my perception on certain characters, which I had heard about, not Doctor Strange. Well, I mean, kind of. Well, maybe not really Doctor Strange all that much. Were wildly different from what I actually saw in the movie, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realise this character was like this, but you know, that sometimes that just do be how it is. Anyway, it's not like a shattered reality, I suppose, in that sense. It's perhaps putting it a little bit too strongly, but it's the sort of thing where just like, you know, at least the general consensus you build up about these sort of things, you build up your own definitions and the characters of what you interpret these characters to be like in your mind, or the storylines to be like in your mind, and then actually seeing what they are in real life is sort of just like, oh, you know, it feels like I'm watching a different movie. It feels very uncanny, but I'm not. I'm watching the actual thing. It's just in my mind is the false version, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to think, like, what can I talk about, like, Marvel Cinematic Universe-wise? Like, I feel like, but just because it's so ubiquitous, I know the general idea of, like, the sort of plot of things, you know? I know Thanos wanted, I suppose, in past tense, to collect the Infinity Stones. How many are there? 6, I think. Hold on. I should remember. I did actually see Endgame, so. But whether he wants to collect them, I don't. And he wants to eliminate half a world because there's not enough resources or something to go round. Which, I'm not really sure how that works, because if... Is it he just eliminates half of all sentient life? I guess that would make sense. Because if he just eliminated half of all life, then he would eliminate half of all the plants as well, which seems a bit like, you know... You're halving the amount of people who need resources, and you're halving the amount of resources, and thus, you know, not really fixing any of the problems, I'd imagine, but... Hey-ho. And... Honestly, I feel like someone needs to have like an economics talk with Thanos, because I'd imagine a lot of the problems with resource distribution comes to the distribution part, not the resource part. But you know, that sort of varies, I suppose, depending on which economical sector you're looking at. But anyway, what's I talking about? Yeah, I don't know. He wants to get all the Infinity Stones, and then the Avengers and other people are like, we can't let that happen. And then in Infinity War, they let it happen, and half of them get evaporated. And the Endgame, you know, they're just like, oh, man, this sucks. And then, you know, Iron Man, you know, the spoilers are Endgame, I suppose, learned how to teleport. No, not teleport, time travel. And they fix everything by getting all the stones back and bringing everyone back. I don't remember what happens. See, this is what I wanted to do with Star Wars, like try and build together what happens in the movies. Or what I thought the general plot is, except for there's so many Marvel Cinematic Universe movies in the first place, it's very difficult to really string things together, apart from Infinity War and Endgame, which are very, very big ones, which I do know about. And then, like, past Thanos chases them, and then tries to attack them, and then, you know, all the war stuff happens, I guess. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to think. What other things I don't know about? Because I actually have seen the first Avengers movie. I don't remember it very well. I know Loki's in it. I don't know if Loki's good or is he bad anymore still. Like, from what I remember, I think he was bad in that movie. But also people are like, oh no, he got snapped or something. He died. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's because like, oh no, he was a cool character and he died. Or is it like, oh no, he was a good guy and he died? I don't really know about that. I don't know anything about what happens. See, this is a problem. I know there are 4 movies. Like, sorry, 4 as in the Norse god 4, and God of Thunder 4. I have no idea what happens to them, which makes it very difficult for me to sort of guess and to try and think of what my interpretation is. I suppose I know there's 4. I know he's got the hammer Mjolnir, or however you pronounce it, and you have to be worthy to pick it up. He can control lightning and or thunder. Maybe both, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really know what else. I know Loki's his brother. I think he's got a sister. I think that's a plot of one of them. Is that like she's kind of evil or something and attacks? I don't really know what happens to the rest of them. And Spider-Man I especially don't know. I haven't seen... Hold on. I've seen Far From Home. That's Spider-Man. I've seen Spider-Verse. I've seen one of the other Spider-Mans, but I don't remember which one. There's one where they're on holiday in Italy. Maybe that's Far From Home. No, hold on. No, wait, there's that one where he's like in Italy or something. Wait, no, hold on. Is that the same one? Is this the same one where he gets some glasses and then he gives the glasses to some guy who, you know, turned out to be evil but pretended to be on his side? I don't really remember. Anyway, these are the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. If you're a little bit older and you might be thinking of, I don't even know the previous actor's name, I'm going to be honest. The previous guy's Spider movies. Andrew Garfield? Or the guy before him who... Don't remember his name, I'm going to be honest. I know nothing about those movies. I've legitimately no idea what happens in those movies, so I can't really comment on that. But I do know Spider-Verse. And, you know, I guess it's sort of just thing you put together the sort of general ideas. Like, I know Spider-Man came into being because he got bit by, like, a radioactive spider and he got, spider powers or something. Like, he didn't need glasses anymore and I think he can shoot webs. Actually, I don't understand if he can actually shoot webs or if it's just, like, an attachment thing. Because in the Spider-Verse, the animated movie, from what I recall, it was, his aunt, like, made a contraption or something to shoot out these spider webs, I think. I don't really know what's canon, is basically what I'm trying to say. And I suppose the answer is there's multiple canons, so I guess it's all canon, or not canon, depending on how you particularly want to look at things. Let's just sell all of these things. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what even happened in previous Avengers, but I don't know. I know it's Avengers Age of Ultron. I don't know who Ultron is. I'm going to be perfectly honest, kind of sounds like a Transformer, if anything. I don't even remember what the threat was in the original Avengers. I think it was Loki, but I don't remember what he did. I just remember them being in like New York City and them like attacking these aliens or something. I know there's more Avengers movies. Okay, how about this is where I look up what the Avengers movies are and I try and guess what their plots are. Avengers Wikipedia. Not the film. I want the film series. Disambiguation? Avengers... Avengers Wikipedia series? Film series, here we go. Oh my god, there's so many. What the heck? I don't need this many. Pages. Oh, they're not the films, hold on. These are the characters. I don't remember who they are. Fantastic Four? Oh, Phase 4. Oh, here we go, okay. So, how many of these do I know literally anything about? The first Iron Man movie. No. Incredible Hulk, I don't know anything. Iron Man 2, don't know. 4, don't know. Captain America, First Avenger. What I know about Captain America is he was like a super soldier or something, injected with a serum. And then he became strong? I don't really have much else there. Iron Man, he's just like a rich guy who, he's also like smart or something. He like made a suit, I think. I don't really know much else about that, unfortunately. He's just like rich. Incredible Hulk. I don't really know how he actually became Incredible Hulk. I just know he gets angry. And that's how he becomes a Hulk. Bruce Banner. I know that's his name. I guess Thor was just sort of born into being a god. I really know. Marvel's Avengers, that's the one I've seen. Where, you know, that's where Loki is about, I think, and attacking New York City probably. Iron Man 3. I don't know the difference between all the Iron Mans. So there's really, they're not very descriptive either. It's just 1, 2, and 3. I don't know, I guess that's his entire arc or something. Okay, fossils, customization, change our clothes. For the Dark World, don't know. Captain America, Winter Soldier. I've heard about this one. I feel like, is this the one where it's like, what's his name? Like Bucky Barnes? Isn't it? I don't know who he is. But Guardians of the Galaxy. I forgot I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. I know that one. That's where the... I've actually called the Guardians of the Galaxy the movie. I don't remember. You know, you got Chris Pratt. What's his name? Star-Lord. Gamora. Rocket. Groot. Drax. I don't really remember much from the movie. I just remember it being kind of amusing, if anything. They all just like, they get arrested, don't they? And then they have a jailbreak. And then they try and stop someone from getting some sort of ancient relic. I don't remember who they're trying to stop though. I'm going to be honest. I should remember more about Guardians of the Galaxy. When did it come out? 2014. That was 8 years ago. My word. I need like a plot synopsis. Xandar. Oh, that's a planet. It's not a person. Who's the guy who did like the whistle thing? I don't want to actually whistle because it sounds horrible when you whistle into a microphone. But some guy who like whistled and he had like a needle thing. Power Stone. Oh yeah, didn't we? Hold on, no. I'm just remembering random scenes now. They gave a Power Stone to someone. Oh, hold on, we don't really... Oh no, we're customizing, that's what we're doing. They gave a Power Stone to someone, and then, like, his assistant, this, like, pink-skinned alien or whatever, grabbed it, and then she got, like, absolutely obliterated for some reason. I guess because there's a lot of power hiding in it. Oh, they also did, like, they did, like, a dance-off, I remember that. And then they all, like, link hands to, like, share the power of a Power Stone or something. And that's the guy they tried to defeat. I don't really remember the rest of it. What on earth? That sounds about right. Quill, Yondu, that's the guy who does the whistle thing. I think. Ronan! I remember Ronan now. You know what the weirdest part is? I've actually seen like a video of some guy basically summarising the lore of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Or like Thanos. And isn't it like Thanos wants to like win over Death? Like Lady Death or something? Like literal Grim Reaper? That's like his motivation. I don't know if that comes to fruition in the movies or anything, to be perfectly honest, but that's just what I remember from the thing. I don't know, who is Ultron? Is he that red guy who has like the stone in his head? Is that Ultron? Hold on. Ultron. Is Ultron even a person? Is that Ultron? He does look like a cyborg. He does look like a weird no, he looks like a Bionicle. That's what he looks like, not a Transformer. Perhaps that's a bit rude to say. Perhaps that's a bit rude to say is what I was trying to say. I apologise, Ultron. Honestly, a bit of this fan of him looks pretty cool. I can't say... I guess that's a shot from one of the comics or something. I guess they stop him. Ant-Man! I forgot I've seen Ant-Man. I forgot that was part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know. I feel like, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, don't get me wrong, it's very entertaining, but it's not my sort of thing. I feel like a lot of the story beats, they all have the same, again, that's not true, because I haven't seen most of them, but the ones I've seen all have the same sort of quirky energy of being like, sort of like, feeling very ragtag and having the sort of like, comedic quips. You know, but Marvel, I will say, they love their comedic quips. Like, I don't think I've seen a movie where they basically couldn't not put in like some sort of comedic quip in, including the most recent Doctor Strange one. And I suppose it's meant to be cheesy for the sake of being cheesy, but you know, because I feel like I'm not really in on the joke, it just feels, you know, the bad sort of cheesy for me, where I'm just sort of like, like, I don't know why you'd say that in this movie, but I'm sure if you're a Marvel fan, you're just like, oh you sort of thing, you know. Well, it feels more like a sort of tongue-in-cheek thing, rather than for me watching it, I'm just sort of like, alright. Which is my reaction to a lot of things. I didn't realise the Marvel Cinematic Universe also had different phases. We're still in phase 2 with the end of Ant-Man. And phase 3, Captain America Civil War, this is where, I don't know, isn't this where like the Avengers, they fight each other or something? I don't know, they had a falling out or something. Doctor Strange, you know, that's his origin story, as I've been told by a friend, how he got his powers or something. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. You know, this is the thing, this is amusing, like I used to speak to one of the housekeepers back in a university, and she was a big Disney fan, including the superhero stuff and that sort of thing. And she kept she kept telling me to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. She was like, "Oh, it's so funny." I was like, "Oh, you know, maybe I will watch at some point," but of course I never did. Because I remember telling her, being like, "Oh, I think the only like Marvel movie I've seen is Guardians of the Galaxy," and I think that was true at the time. I think I'm not sure when I saw Avengers, I'm going to be honest. I think I didn't even know Avengers was part of a Marvel Cinematic Universe at that time, so I was like, the only one I've seen is Guardians of the Galaxy, I think. That's crazy. Spider-Man Homecoming. Is this someone I've seen? What happens in this one? I don't recognise those people. I think it was Far From Home. I think that might be the only Spider-Man I've seen. Thor Ragnarok? I don't know. I think that was a good one. Black Panther? I know about that. Wakanda Forever? I don't really know what happens in it though. I guess I go to Wakanda? Which I you know, all this time I assumed it was the name of a planet. I don't actually know if it is. It might actually be a person. Or like a deity they worship. Or, hello, balloon. I don't know. I feel like most of them are sort of like along the same sort of lines of these like origin stories, right? You know, the introduction to a superhero, also introduction to a villain. Superhero needs to stop the villain somehow. And then they do it. In a lot of the movies. Not all of the movies, probably. Maybe the villain, they're a bit misunderstood, they get a little bit of redemption, or maybe they just get obliterated to a million pieces. Who really knows? Infinity War and then Ant-Man and the Wasp. I have seen Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's the one with that girl who kept like phasing through like reality or something. Like her atoms kept being like scrambled or something, right? And she can pass through walls. That's what I remember. Captain Marvel. Oh, I've seen Captain Marvel. I forgot about that. I actually quite like Captain Marvel. I'm going to be honest. Most of the Marvel cinematic movies I've seen, they've all been, like, I don't think any of them have been 10 out of 10 for me. But they've all been probably within the range of, like, 5 to 8, is my guess. You know, they've all been on the enjoyable side, is what I say. So I'm not here to throw any shade at Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just more like, you know, I guess it's just, you know, a testament to a lot of the directors and writers to be able to write an engaging movie for even someone like me who basically has no investment in the entire media property to begin with. You know, they've all been pretty cool. Captain Marvel, I remember I did quite a lot. I don't remember why in particular. It's just, you know, I thought it was good. I thought it was entertaining for some reason or another. I think it's also probably because I do lean away from... Why is it so difficult to find another puzzle? I do lean away from comedic movies. You know, like, a movie being funny is not as impactful for me personally as a movie being emotionally, like, heart-wrenching or emotionally impactful in some other way. Which is probably why, you know, I didn't, like, say so much about the fact the movies I saw before, Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy. They're both quite comedic ones, from what I recall. Oh yeah, here's all the fossils. I should probably remember that. And I've seen Endgame. I didn't realise Endgame came immediately after Captain Marvel. Wow, I've actually seen 4 of them in a row. I've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Endgame, Spider-Man, Far From Home. And that's all just because my friends were like, hey, we're going to watch it. Do you want to come along? And I was like, sure, why not? And then, okay, now we're in phase 4. Black Widow, have not seen. Oh, I've seen Shang-Chi as well. That was pretty fun. But again, it feels like it was a bit on the entertaining side as well. I mean, I talked about it before. I liked it because, you know, obviously, you know, I'm Chinese as well, so you know things which were oh, posters. What? Oh, were you telling me about the fact the art exhibit posters and now something available for purchase? Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. Yeah, I thought that was pretty. I thought it was pretty entertaining. Eternals. Eternals is a movie? I thought it was a TV series. It's a movie? I don't even know what Eternals is. I literally thought it was a TV series this entire time, and I literally had no idea it was part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I have no idea what Eternals even is. Is it just like another group of superheroes? That's what it kind of looks like. I can't really tell what's going on in the movie poster. It's a bit small. Oh, Spider-Man No Way Home. Is this the other one I've seen? Hold on. Wait, which one's Far From Home? Which one's No Way Home? So No Way Home has Doctor Strange. No, I've not seen that one. I've only seen Far From Home. Okay. And Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Have seen that one. For Love and Thunder. I don't know what that's about. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania. There's so many coming out. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Marvels. Fantastic Four. My word. They're coming out so soon as well. Oh no, hold on. That's next year. I was like, May 5th, 2023. And I was like, wait a minute, that already happened. And wait a minute, that didn't already happen. That's next year. Deadpool, Captain America, Shang-Chi, sequel. I don't know what to think of all of this. See, this is a difficult thing because there's so many movies. It's harder for me to do the thing I want to do with Star Wars, where I just try and guess what the plot of Star Wars is. I was like, I don't know what the plot of any of these things are, I'm going to be honest, because I don't know enough characters, I think, from them. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. If you like Marvel Cinematic Universe, you'll probably like the new Doctor Strange. If you don't like it, you'll probably find bits and pieces of it entertaining, but you probably won't. I don't know. I don't think it would be the one to sway me to be like, oh, I'm a Marvel fan after watching it. My initial reaction after watching was like, I'm whelmed. I'm like, parts of that was cool, part of it was just like, yeah, not for me. But I would give it like at least a 6 or something. And you might be like, that's a really bad rating. You know, I actually use the full rating scale of 1 to 10. So, you know, that's just like above average. Anyway, I'm going to round off this episode here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me in the Dear Darling Discord. Follow me and search down below. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.